Journalists have been reviewing Jordan Peterson's new social website, ThinkSpot. And of course, they're smearing him, and it's the stupidest thing I ever heard. First, I do not believe Jordan Peterson's ThinkSpot is all that great. I mean, no offense. So far, I haven't seen too much that says to me it's really going to be anything special. And I will also say that when it came to Peterson's official policy about censorship, I completely disagree. It was stated earlier, maybe they changed it, that they would only remove something if they had a court order to do so. I disagree with that. If somebody posts to ThinkSpot my personal information, I would much prefer it if you took that down. I can understand that policy for Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or anybody else. Doxing is no dice. Don't do it. But the law is it's free speech. So no court is going to order you to take it down. I disagree with that. I don't want some wingnuts going and posting my private information. So the other issue, too, is it's really difficult to actually launch a functioning, sustainable platform. And I felt like what we saw with Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin was kind of jumping the gun. However, Dave Rubin also announced a different platform. See, Dave Rubin's not with ThinkSpot, is my understanding. So this is locals.com. So far, I actually think it looks kind of better. I don't mean no beef. I don't know what's inside just yet. Because it's not, I don't think it's live. But we do have images of ThinkSpot. And of course, Gizmodo wrote a snarky smear. It's kind of stupid. They gave $10 to get access to it. Now they want a refund. It's like, what are you doing? You paid money to get access for your stupid story. So I'm not going to read the stupid, I'll read a little bit. I'll read a little bit. Peterson specializes in a type of pop psychology largely centered around his rambling authoritarian insights on immutable cultural archetypes and ability to pose as a father figure for disaffected young men. He's been described as one of the renegades of the intellectual dark web, which is more or less a swath of popular internet commentators that specialize in comparing social justice warriors to Soviet secret police. Wow, no bias there. Peterson himself has claimed to make over $80,000 a month in donations from fans. In December 2018, he and fellow IDW goon Dave Rubin responded to news that Patreon had banned Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, by leaving and creating an alternative site. That brings us back to the subject of ThinkSpot, Peterson's attempt at doing that and my $10 that I want returned. They say it's an essentially a platform, yada, yada, yada. There's a free speech statement, which I'm not going to read. I'm just going to show you some of the images and talk about what we have here. They say, ThinkSpot offers two types of subscriptions. Platform, contributor plus platform. They say, so I guess the platform is to see people, whatever. He says the second option, contributor and platform, is more obviously based on Patreon and allows users to pay for a specific contributor on the site. Clicking it brings up a list of 7 pre-selected contributors who charge for access to exclusive content, such as live Q&As, newsletters, annotations, and subscriber-only events. This section features Peterson's feed at the supposedly low price of $120 a year. Is it really? Where does it say that? Oh, it is. Wow, Peterson is $120 a year. Also billed up front. That's half of the regular price of $240. It's also $10 a month, dude. Calm down. Here we can see Bjorn Lomborg, Akira the Don, Michael Shermer, David Pakman, Jordan Peterson, Stephen Hicks, and Bettina Arndt. Admittedly, I was asked to speak with the ThinkSpot people, and it kind of fell through, and I did not feel like being involved in ThinkSpot. I do not believe this is the path forward. I just don't see it. And I'm very untrusting of people who don't know tech, who try to propose tech solutions, because I know tech a lot. Part of my success on social media comes from me understanding how these systems work, and I don't believe that most of these people complaining about them actually know that, so I don't really want to be involved in anyone's program or club or tribe. And you know what, man? I don't want to be in a tribe. I don't want to be in any one of these, groups. So I can appreciate, there's that researcher woman who wrote that smear piece about a bunch of YouTubers. I'm forgetting her name, but she worked for that Data and Society, and she recently, last month, tweeted, so-and-so's reactionary and far right, and whatever Tim Pool is. I'm like, thank you. Whatever Tim Pool is. I certainly don't know either. Thank y'all for hanging out and watching. But that's another reason why I don't want to be involved in these tribal things. What I see here with ThinkSpot, it's cool. I got respect for Jordan Peterson. Not to launch a social media site or a Patreon-like site. And while I can respect the competition that, people are challenging these networks like Patreon, I just don't think the solution is to constantly run back and forth and try and find new platforms. Nah, I backed out. You know what, man? If we face a true crisis of a breakdown between companies that are not affiliated in the culture war, then we got bigger problems. And we do have big problems. I don't think the solution is to try and make... I feel like, honestly, it's not really a solution to anything. Let's jump away from here. We have The Guardian wrote about it. What is Jordan Peterson's new anti-censorship website like? Once again, another smear where they claim all these things about Jordan Peterson. Yeah. Who cares? They talk about his diet. It's not getting to the substance of anything. Okay? So, of course, everybody's smearing Jordan Peterson with fake news because, they don't like him, I guess. But I want to show you this, right? I mainly want to show you what ThinkSpot looks like. And I don't know if I have access to it. I went to the website. It's ts.today, and it says it's in beta, so I just said whatever. I didn't bother with it. It looks okay. It's black and white. Like, literally, the colors are black and white. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of like medium, in a sense. It looks a little bit. So I guess when you pay $10 a month or whatever, you get to access to the feed, and then you can pay for premium access, which is kind of like a lot of platforms. But I will tell you something right now. I don't think ThinkSpot is a solution. I don't necessarily think Locals is either. For those that are also curious, I have another platform. This is Dave Rubin's. Co-founded by Dave Rubin, Locals allows me to connect directly with my supporters without big tech algorithms getting in the way. The day of giant platforms is over. Small is the new big, and that starts by creating your own community and finding meaningful connections with locals. None of these things solve the real problem. The way that people gain subscribers is, unfortunately, an algorithm. You see, my podcast right now gets around 20,000 downloads per day per episode. So it's actually like 25 to 30,000 downloads per day total. That's nothing compared to YouTube. On YouTube, I'm getting 1 million. Why? Most people don't seek out my channel for the content. It's delivered to them via algorithm. YouTube is a massive platform. It provides marketing services and incentives. It promotes your content if you play by their rules and, you make consistent content. It's allowed me to grow exponentially and say, hey guys, while you're watching, don't forget, I mean this literally, this show is available as a podcast every day on all podcast platforms. Go and subscribe. If you got an iPhone, do it. It really does help. But the truth is, I can't, if I were to monetize my podcast, like doing ads like many people do, I wouldn't make that much money. Not enough to justify the amount of work I do every day. And I work a lot. YouTube does make it justifiable because YouTube promotes the content. So the problem then with ThinkSpot and with Locals so far is that the real incentive for YouTube is access to their audience. Otherwise, you have to figure out how to promote yourself, sell yourself. Not easy. In fact, most digital platforms, digital creators manipulated Facebook and YouTube to get where they are. So here's the big challenge. First, personally, I don't want to be involved in anybody's tribe. I think Dave's great. I think he's a good dude. He's not perfect. I would never pretend I, or Peterson or anybody else is. They're all worthy of criticism. I did a nice sit down with Dave where we talked about some of the criticisms. I'm not perfect either. I don't know why everyone hates the guy, but I try to, address him, and we had a good conversation. And I think Dave, spoke well for himself. I think he's a good dude. However, I don't see small communities as a solution. It may be a safe plan B, but the reality is, all of these people got really big for the most part through press attention and YouTube. Jordan Peterson's got 1 million subs. Dave's got 1 million subs. I can't get 1 million subs on your platform. YouTube promotes me when my content does well, and I gain subscribers and I make money. So it works. Unfortunately, YouTube has that monopoly. There is, however, a better alternative. And this is where I assert my allegiances in the platform wars. With all due respect to Jordan Peterson's ThinkSpot, Dave Rubin's Locals, tremendous respect for both those individuals. I think they're going to do well, and I look forward to seeing what they produce. I must turn your attention to a platform that already exists that launched monetization, and that's minds.com/pro. No, I am not being paid by any of these people to do these, to promote these, to plug these. I just want to let you know, we need to defeat the monopoly that is YouTube. So I can absolutely respect Jordan Peterson and Dave Rubin for what they're doing. However, minds.com, minds.com/pro already has over 1 million users. I already get 10 plus thousand views, downloads, whatever you want to call it, per day on my video content. And I only upload one video as opposed to YouTube, which is 6. So I'm not even doing my full library. But they've launched a partner program just like YouTube. Now, let me tell you why this is so important. The reason YouTube owns, there's an audience and you get paid by them. It's streamlined. If you want, so here's how it works on the podcast. I got to contact an ad agency. Here's how many downloads I get. They then go to advertisers and say, here's, someone you can sell to. They then provide money to me. A portion goes to the manager. Then I read the ads. It's complicated. There's no way to promote the content to expand the audience unless you have word of mouth. And even that's challenging. It takes time. YouTube has an audience and promotes you to new viewers if they think people will like your content. That's becoming harder because YouTube has changed the algorithm to punish our channels, so I can understand these alternatives. Minds has substantially less users than YouTube, but they are one of the only platforms to tell you, if you get 1,000 views, we're going to give you $1. YouTube doesn't even do that for everyone. Not everyone gets ads. Steven Crowder would make more money on Minds because they took him out of the partner program. But Crowder has access to an audience on YouTube. So here's the point. I want everyone to know about this because if we're going to defeat the tech monopoly, there needs to be a real pro and partner program. Minds Pro is a partner program. It is. And the only way we break YouTube's monopoly is if people commit to using something. You want to know what frustrates me to no end? When I was younger, I went to all my friends. Chicago has cold winters and I wanted to skate in those winters, but you can't, there's snow everywhere. I said, guys, if we all pool $100 a month together, we can get a small warehouse, build a little mini ramp and skate through winter, have our own hangout spot. And guess what every single person said to me? Let me know when you do it and then I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll pitch in after you already do it. How dare you, I said. If you want this, you gotta fight for it. They wanted access to my private park after I build it? No. If you want a private park, we come together. Here's the game. Minds did not ask you to pitch in to start the pro program. They did just make it. You don't gotta do anything. All you gotta do now is walk on over. And if everybody starts using this and we can create a critical mass, you are going to have a much better platform, at least for now. There's concerns that Minds will eventually, start censoring people. Fine, but at least it's not YouTube today. And if it gets to that point, we switch to a new platform. Go to Dave Rubin's, go to Jordan Peterson's, we'll figure it out. But for now, we really need market competition for YouTube. Here it is. If you're a new creator, make a Minds channel. Guess what? You will at least make a couple bucks, okay? If you're somebody who launched a new YouTube channel today, you're gonna make nothing until you get 1,000 subs, until you get 6,000 hours or whatever the weird criteria is. If you make legitimate content on Minds and you say break the rules, Minds sends you to jurors. Users will be asked to review your content to see if it should be banned based on the rules. Maybe there's overzealous people who might do that, but at least it's not an authoritarian, unelected council banning your political content. It has to be a jury to do so. More importantly, if you start a new channel and you only get 1,000 views on YouTube, you make nothing. On Minds, you get $1. If you break 100,000, your CPM goes up to $5. $5. That is the average YouTube pays out. I'm hoping, and knowing Minds isn't perfect, that we can get enough people to actually start putting pressure on YouTube to make positive changes. At the very least, I would much prefer 2 platforms where I knew that if YouTube banned me, at least I'd make money on Minds. If Minds banned me, well, I got YouTube, I got the podcast, but I'm fairly confident Minds is not going to be in the business of censoring and banning people. The worst thing that happens, my understanding is, let's say you're like the worst bigot in the world. Minds puts you in a not safe for work category, which in my understanding, I don't know if that removes you from the monetization program. I don't think so. I think Minds said no demonetization, period. Go to there. I'll leave it there, man. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can tell my voice. I'm losing it. And I got bad news. Tomorrow, I'm getting a root canal. That's going to suck. So I will have regular videos tomorrow, but we'll see what happens Friday. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time.